Hey guys, welcome to the Art Occultist. If this is your first time here, I'm so happy to have you. My name is Elisa and I'm a professional tarot reader, spiritual practitioner, and artist. And here on this space, I serve as an oracle for the great Titaness Hekate. I'm also a devotee of hers. Um, and yeah, here on this channel, The Art Occultist, I mainly do channeled messages from Hekate as a part of my series, Tea with Hekate. But we also discuss different spiritual topics, tarot related things, etc. Today we are doing a channeled message from Hekate and the theme is connection, but you already have seen that from the title of this video. So she wants us to explore our connection to her. And yeah, that's what we are doing today. For this reading, I am using the Morgan Greer Tarot deck by US Games Mass Market deck. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive into today's reading. So, what is our connection to Hekate? And she gave me the Six of Coins or the Six of Pentacles card as a response to this question. And please don't forget that this is a general reading for the public. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, our connection to Hekate as a collective is represented by the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocity, meaning receiving and giving. So it's a equal and balanced connection or relationship. Basically, what Hekate is telling me with this card is that if you want to connect with her, if you want to work with her, worship her, be her devotee, she is very open to that. She is more than willing to share her wisdom, knowledge, gnosis, spiritual insights with you as her follower. But she also expects some things in return. For example, I know from my personal practice that she really loves her followers or devotees to dedicate a altar space or a shrine in her name. She also enjoys regular offerings, nothing excessive, but the traditional spiritual offerings, fresh water, incense, candles, all those things. And if you are a more advanced on your spiritual path, and if your relationship with her is more serious, she may also ask you to do something in her name in the real world. For me, this was a request from her to step up and basically embrace my role as an oracle for her. And basically, that's what this whole channel is about, as my service to her. So this is what our connection as a collective looks like with the goddess Titaness Hekate is the Six of Pentacles. It's a reciprocal, balanced relationship. It's not one-sided connection. So the next prompt is, what is Hekate here to share with us as a collective? And here we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a very interesting card because what is she here to share? She is here to share that we need to shift some thought patterns, the way how we perceive the world. There is a change that is needed, a change internally, and she is here to disrupt this mundane narrative of thought. She is here to open doors spiritually for us to evolve. But she's here also to remind us what are the things that are worth fighting for in the mundane reality. She is here to remind us to be honest in how we think, how we perceive the outside world, what is our place in the outside world. And yeah, this is basically what she is here to share with us as a collective, that we need to step up to fight for what's right, to shift the way that we think, to expand our minds, our consciousness, if you will, because the number 5 is a number of challenges, disruptions, growth, and expansion. It's a difficult number. But yeah, working with Hekate is not easy, and she definitely not once, but she definitely likes to present difficult lessons to her followers and devotees, and she has very high expectations for us as her followers. But yeah, she is here for our growth and for some very deep interpersonal work. The next card is something that we need to work on as a collective. Another five of Pentacles. We need to work on as a collective helping our fellow human beings, our communities. She is saying that we should stop standing at the sidelines and we should engage more with those that need our help. Basically, this is her message with the 5 of Pentacles here. The next card is how or where to start with that and her advice around that. The Emperor. Now, this can mean a few different things. The first thing that comes to my mind is that she is saying that we need to hold those in power accountable for their actions, because currently we live in a societies that are governed by the most corrupt people, which is very sad to say, but this is the reality. She is saying that we need, as basically the regular normal people, we need to start holding those in power accountable for their actions and for how they use their power to control the masses, because currently they are not doing any kind of good job. The other thing that this card may indicate in the context of our connection with Hekate and how we can start basically working on the 5 of Pentacles here is that we need to take personal responsibility about our own personal power and sovereignty. And only when an individual takes personal responsibility about themselves, they become able to hold those in power responsible for their actions. Okay, let's move forward. The next card is what will be of help to us with this whole work. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. We need to be very secure in our sense of self in this material plane. We need to work on feeling grounded and secure. And this doesn't only speak about money and finances. Yes, we need to work on putting those in order for ourselves, because if we are in an unstable place in our lives, we cannot help those in need, because we ourselves are not in a stable environment and space. So we need to make sure that we are well as an individuals, that we are grounded, that we have shelter, that we have enough finances and resources so that we can share with our communities and help them. So this is what will help you. Start focusing on building security for yourself, grounding yourself, and knowing why you are doing this. Don't do it for egoistical purposes like most of those in power do. Most of them gather wealth and power for their own sake, and then they misuse it and abuse it. But Hekate is saying that when you take control of your own fate, of your own life, you become sovereign in yourself. You become secure in your identity as who you are, and you start taking care of yourself materially, your body, your health, your finances. Then and only then you will be able to help those in need in your communities. Then and only then you will be able to open the door to shift how you think. Then and only then you will have a solid ground for you to step on and to fight for what's right and what's wrong in our societies, and to help your fellow human beings, fellow members of society that are in not so fortunate position as you. So that's what is coming true so far. And for Hekate, social work is kind of very important in that sense. Like I said, it's a give and receive relationship, both with her, but also between you and other people that you meet in your life. So keep that in mind. The next card is something that we should be aware of for the future. Here we have the Lover's card. The Lover's card is a card of commitments. First and foremost, for me, this card has always meant commitment. But this card for me is also a card of freedom and personal choice. It's true that you cannot choose who you love, but you can choose whether or not you engage in certain relationships. So you need to be aware of how other people affect you, how other people affect how you think, how you feel. And Hekate is saying that you should be aware of where do you place your commitments. And basically really be reflective on the things that you are committed to, relationships, jobs, etc. How do you spend your time? What is most beneficial for you? What do you want to do? You personally, what are you committed to? This is what you should pay attention to in the near future, and you should really make adjustments if the answers, if your answers to those questions is not up to your liking. So Hekate is saying that this is something that will come up and you need to reflect upon. But in the context of this reading, of our connection to her, also reflect on why you want to commit to her. Why do you want to be in this sacred relationship with her? What do you strive to achieve with that? For me personally, what I want from Hekate is to help me achieve a peaceful, sustainable, and balanced life. I want her to bring peace and basically peace and divine love to my life so that I can act from that place. This is my expectation for her as a deity. Because remember, we started this reading with the Six of Pentacles, indicating what is our connection to Hekate if we want to build a relationship. It is transactional in a way. It's a giving and receiving. So you need to be very clear prior to stepping into this relationship of what do I expect from this relationship. And and then you need to be very clear about why you're committing, as well as what you're willing to give in return for those things that you expect. Okay, let's move forward. The next card is, what is Hecate's advice for us as a collective right now? Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, but it's also a card of emotional healing and rebalancing our emotions. So Hecate is saying, take time to take care of yourself mentally and emotionally. You need to be in a good space emotionally if you want to help others, if you want to have a healthy relationship with another person or with Hecate. So basically, she's saying that her advice for you at this very moment and for us as a collective is to focus on healing ourselves, healing the child within you. Heal yourself from all the bullshit that society has taught us, for all of the false programming, if you will. She's saying that we need to clear all of that and to rebalance ourselves. We need to find our center once again before we enter into a sacred relationship. Kind of. Because she is also going to help you grow and balance yourself. And personally, from my personal experience, this is exactly what happened. I reached to Hecate in my lowest point. Let's say I just didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to participate in life anymore. I was having a really bad mental health crisis when I reached to Hecate, and she taught me so much. And for the short period of time, it's a year and a half, almost 2 years since we first connected, since I first connected to her. Yeah, she healed me. This may sound woo-woo to some of you, but yeah, my connection to her was what brought me out of this mental hell hole, if you will, mental health hellhole. And yeah, my connection to her really helped me achieve peace with myself, with my life, and with the atrocities of the world. That doesn't mean that you should not be proactive in helping other people, but when you feel at peace with yourself, you can then focus on helping those that need your help. This is what she is teaching us. She is not teaching us to be blindsided to the atrocities of the external reality that we live in, but she is teaching us how to align ourselves with the spiritual truths, how to be at peace with ourselves, and then and only then act in the external outside reality. And when you act from this spiritually aligned place of peace and divine love, your actions have a more deeper effect on the external reality. And you're able to build stronger relationships with the divine, with Hecate, but also in your personal relationships. You are more able to fight for what's wrong. You're more able to you become more able to differentiate what's true and what's propaganda. You become more able to hold yourself up and say this is wrong, and to have standards and to hold those that are in the wrong accountable. And you're not afraid of that. You're not afraid to speak your mind and to say this is wrong, we need to change this as a society, or this is wrong, I need to change this personally, internally. Let's move forward with the last card, which is what can we do to honor our connection to Hekate? 10 of Pentacles. Whenever I read for Hekate, the 10 of Pentacles comes up quite frequently. And for me, this card is all about legacy and what we leave behind. And also what we have received from our ancestors. So in order to honor our connection to Hekate, she is asking us as a collective to reflect on the legacy that we are left with, as well as ask ourselves, how can we do better? What do we want as a collective to leave behind for our future children? And it's not what we are doing right now. This is not the legacy that spiritually evolved people are going to leave behind. So Hekate is asking us to really reflect on our actions and the legacy that those actions will leave once we are gone from this world. So yeah, guys, this is the first reading that I'm doing with Hekate for the public. Since I came back from my break, it was a bit all over the place, but I still feel that her message came clear. But please tell me in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? What can you add to this conversation about connection with Hekate, but also the message of taking personal responsibility and acting on our legacy, basically on a societal level? Because this whole reading had two components to it. First, our connection to Hekate as a whole, as a collective, and then the message that she gave us about personal responsibility, both toward ourselves, but also towards the society as a whole. So yeah, guys, this was everything for today from me and from Hekate. I am back, and I'm here to stay, I think. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I want to just take a moment to say that if you want to book a personal reading with me, those are available on my Ko-fi page. I also have a membership space open, so you can check that out. I'm also a deck creator. You can check all of my decks on Make Playing Cards. All of those things are going to be linked in the description box down below for you to check them out if you so please. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Take care.